The lights were off in the room, as they were for most of the other rooms. It was a few minutes past midnight on a cool, late October evening. The town was asleep, except for my new friends over at Reggie's. Without trying to be too creepy or conspicuous, I walked up close to the door, paused, listened, but heard nothing. Then I crossed by the window with a quick glance, unable to see much inside the darkened room through the tiny crack in the curtains. I doubted anyone was inside. Should I knock? The message said to be ready and stay hidden. I sighed, annoyed with the text. I checked my phone again. It had already been 17 minutes since the first message had arrived. Okay, now what? This was ridiculous. I started to wonder if my new pal, Derek, was playing a joke on me. Derek was another young tracker on my campaign trail, only he was working for the opposition. Our paths had intersected early and often as we crisscrossed the 21st District following the candidates. He was a good guy. A first year at Duke Law, he'd played a little shortstop at Virginia Tech. Most of the other trackers I'd met took themselves way too seriously, like they were political superheroes donning capes, trying to save this great country, and they were nearly aghast when they found out I had no true party affiliation. Derek wasn't a hardliner or a patriot like the others. He was more like me, simply trying to pick up some extra cash, get through law school with a little less debt. But he was also a serious prankster who'd gotten me good a few times in the past 10 days. A couple of days earlier, I'd found the air had been let out of all 4 tires on my Explorer outside Fredericksburg. Both candidates had stopped at a diner at the same time for a pie-eating contest. He also stuck me with the bill at a Denny's restaurant outside San Antonio by somehow convincing the waitress that we were brothers, even though he was black and I was white. He slipped out when I went to the restroom. And then there was a prank call at 2 a.m. claiming to be the Secret Service. But this felt different. Still, I typed a quick text to Derek's cell number. Room 112 or 113? He texted right back. Is this a trivia question? I'll take 112, Johnny. What do I win? I texted again. An old Denny's receipt. What are you doing? The usual, partying with the Saudi prince. You? I grinned. Partying with the Saudi princess. You need something, Callahan? It takes at least 6 hours of sleep for me to look as pretty as you. Nah, sorry. Just bored. Only a few more days of this. See ya. So, it wasn't Derek. I would have picked up on something in the exchange. I was about to head back to my car when an SUV pulled into the parking lot. On instinct, I jerked back into the shadows, behind the corner of the building near the stairwell, out of view. A black Cadillac Escalade eased through the parking lot, its thick tires crunching across the pavement, coming toward me. It turned into the parking spot directly in front of room 113. The door opened. A tall blonde with seriously long legs got out of the driver's seat. She was probably in her early 30s, very attractive, hair and makeup ready for the runway. Her short black dress and stiletto heels accentuated her every curve. I didn't recognize her. She hadn't been on the campaign trail. I was certain of that. However, I did recognize the man who stumbled out of the passenger seat. Lucas McAllister. He was still wearing the sleek, dark suit from his event earlier, only the tie was now missing. His black hair that was normally plastered perfectly in place was disheveled. He was clearly intoxicated. He bumped into the front of the vehicle, nearly fell down, caught himself with a hand. I was suddenly on hyper alert. Before I could even whip out my phone, McAllister had his hands on the blonde, pulling her in close, wanting to prop her up on the hood of the Escalade. She giggled, pushed his hands away, and said, Not here, in my room. Come on, cowboy. Giddy up, McAllister slurred. He was hammered. My fingers were shaking as I pressed the record button, caught one last passionate kiss between them. Then the blonde led McAllister by the hand into her room. He was groping her all along the way, the blonde continuing to fight him off playfully as she unlocked the door. They fell inside onto the carpet together, giggling like teenagers. McAllister managed to kick the door shut behind him. I was stunned. I had just caught the candidate on video kissing a woman who was not his wife. But who was she?